Hi, I'm Kayla Droog.
Hi, I'm Linda OJ.
Welcome to the Next Gen Business Podcast.
Let's go.
The Next Gen Business Podcast is produced by the Small Business Community Network. Visit them online at www.sbcncanada.org.
So, hi, Kayla. It's been a while since we last had a chat, and I'm so glad that our last podcast video turned out great. It was an introduction to you, and thank you for being the new co-host. You are wonderful. What have you been getting up to this week?
It's been business as usual. 2 weeks ago, I was on vacation and I'm settling back into the office, which is always a weird transition. How about you?
We had a lovely long weekend away, a place called Tapatoo by Parry Sound. For those of you who are not in Canada, it's Ontario. And I came back refreshed, but now I've got allergies for my cat. So, very excited. We've got a lovely guest, Carol, a lovely young lady I've known many years, and I think you know her too, Kayla.
I do.
So, Carol, it's lovely to see you. Have you had a good week so far?
Yes, it's actually been really good. Got some work done. Had a great meeting yesterday. Chatting over coffee with you, getting ready for today.
Oh, yes, it's always great when we meet each other, isn't it? I'm wonderful.
So, Carol, I hear that there are some transitions and interesting things happening in your life and your business right now. And I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit more about that.
Oh, I sure can. Well, as most people know who know me, I've been operating a concierge service for the past few years. But in February of this year, I woke up and I was completely deaf in my right ear. It caused dizziness, tinnitus, a number of different problems. I didn't know what it was. I went to the hospital and they told me I had a virus in my ear and it would be okay.
Oh, wow. Did this impact your business at all? Were you able to carry on working, Carol?
I really couldn't. It's really hard to run errands when you're dizzy and can't drive your car. Um, I have medication for days that are really bad for the dizziness. Um, so I take I call it a walking stick. I will not call it a cane. That I use when I go for walks because I tend to stagger when I walk. My equilibrium is messed up and I have a constant screaming in my ear. So sometimes I'm a little loud. As I mentioned to Linda yesterday, I can't always tell whether I'm too quiet, too loud. Um, so it sometimes goes up and down, but it made life really interesting. I'm down to just a couple clients now because it was easy to do.
So, what is a concierge before we move on to the results of all the tests you've been having? Because some of our listeners and people who are watching us might not know what a concierge actually does.
Okay. What I do is I work with busy professionals. I'm basically, I guess, a personal assistant for their life. I look after things at home. I wait for the plumber. I organize the plumber. I take care of the shopping. I put things away. I set up their appointments, get the car repaired, all those things that they don't have time to do. So they can focus on being at work and they don't have to think about what's going on at home. It just makes their life, gives them some peace of mind knowing that, well, they're at work, focusing on work. Somebody's at their house, making sure it's not burning down.
And is this something that you do as a solopreneur or do you have a team?
I've been doing it as a solopreneur. I was starting to build. I was looking at getting, starting maybe bring on some people, get more clients. And then this happened. Um, and it's kind of hard to do a lot of extra things. I couldn't even sit in front of the computer because it hurt my eyes, you know, and I was, like I said, I was wobbling all over. I'm still waiting for somebody to call the police and report the drunk lady getting into the car, from staggering down the street.
So, Carol, how long has this been going on and when did you receive your diagnosis?
It started in February 29th. I woke up and couldn't hear. So I went to the doctor right away. Like I saw somebody right away. And they said that it needed to be looked at quickly and sent me to a specialist. 4 months later, when I saw the specialist, he finally told me what it was. And it's called sudden sensory neural hearing loss. Basically, my ear had a stroke. For some reason, the blood flow stopped to my ear. They're not sure why. They said it could have been a blood clot. It could have just been the blood stopped. I could have hit my head. Not likely when I'm sleeping. But they don't know what it was. I'm still waiting on the test results from the MRI. That's actually next month. But it took 4 months to get a diagnosis. And then I'm doing some research, learning out about things I could have done if I had have seen the doctor. And they say, at the 4 month point, there's no sense in trying the treatments.
And what's the prognosis then? What do you do from this point going forward?
I'm training myself how to hear different things. So I make a sound. I have music playing. So I'll sit like this, and then I'll turn my chair, and then I'll turn my chair, listening for what's going on. Sometimes I meditate a lot to be calm. When I get in a busy room with too many people, it's like I have an anxiety attack. There's too many things going on. I don't hear the noise, but I feel the vibration, especially in here. So I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden everything's vibrating, and it's not good. So the doctor basically said there's not much we can do. It's either going to come back on its own, or I'm going to stay like this. Now, I did have 5 weeks of hyperbaric treatment, which, if anybody ever has this happen to them, there's a place in Mississauga. Is it okay if I say the name of the place I went? It's Restore Hyperbarics, and people can actually refer themselves. You can call them and say, I'm suffering from sudden hearing loss. They can actually get you started. If you're there within 2 to 4 weeks of this happening, there's a really good chance you'll get your hearing back.
So what exactly is that treatment? I know you told me about it, but what exactly does it do for you?
Well, they put you in a hyperbaric chamber, and they pump pressurized oxygen in for 2 hours. So you're in this tube, big glass tube, and you have oxygen being pumped in, and it's pressurized. So it's like you're diving. It's actually, you feel really good while you're in there. Like, it's pure oxygen the whole time you're in there. And they let you watch really cool TV. Like, they've got everything you could possibly want to watch. So I was there at 5:30 in the morning, and they're popping on, Captain America for me. And this was like, this is so cool, because I don't watch TV, like, hardly ever. But I did that for 5 weeks.
No panic attacks while you were in there? I mean, didn't you feel claustrophobic or anything?
It's a big open glass tube, and you can feel air blowing. So I was fine, because I am claustrophobic. I was a little worried at first, but then when I realized I could feel the air, I could see people, and like, all you got to do is tap on the glass or like make hands, and somebody is right there, grabbing the little phone so they can talk to you.
Hey, Kayla, I'd never heard of anybody having a stroke in the ear. Have you ever heard of that?
No, I thought you just have a stroke in your brain. I didn't know you could have them in other parts of your body.
So one of the things, we invited Carol on today is so she can share the awareness with people. But I believe, Carol, you said we don't know when that's going to happen anyhow. So we can't really stop it happening, can we?
I've done some research, and for me, being diabetic, I wondered if maybe it had to do with my blood sugars maybe being a little out of control. So I mean, minding your blood sugar, minding your blood pressure, inflammation. I stopped drinking pop, which I always had a Diet Coke in my hand. I don't do coffee. I don't usually do tea, but my Diet Coke was like, you could IV drip it into me and I would have been happy. So I stopped any kind of sweetener. So anything that can cause inflammation in the body, that might help. But again, it could just happen. The doctor says he's seeing 1 to 2 people a month that are coming in with this problem. Usually they said a lot of times they're in their late 30s to mid 40s. This happened.
I feel really great about that age range.
I know, right in the middle, aren't you? Yeah, it's they said there's not really much you can do. The main thing is early treatment. So if you can get in to see somebody, like I said, there's the hyperbaric treatments. They'll also give you steroids. They used to give people oral prednisone for it. Now they can actually, if they catch it soon enough, they actually inject it right into they can inject the prednisone right into your eardrum, like right where it needs to go. And they do that for so many weeks, and it helps get the swelling down and can help, not have a problem. Again, it needs to be done within, they said 2 to 4 weeks. So if you know that this has happened, you wake up and it's not wax in your ear. It's not, I don't know how many people say, well, just put some oil in it. It'll make the wax go away. I wish the wax would go away, But yeah, early treatment is the best way to get your hearing back, but there's no guarantees either way.
So where does this leave your business now? Because we did chat a little bit yesterday, and you haven't been seen at many networking events, and now I know why, because of the anxiety and the ear problem. So is your business going to carry on in the future, or have you got some other ideas?
Well, my business has been very much actually entirely word of mouth for the past 7 years. I don't have a website. I've done very little online work. It's all from networking. And now I can't go into a room. If I'm in a room with more than 4 people, I can't hear what's happening, or it just doesn't work. So it's made networking, as you've noticed, impossible to attend. I can do some stuff online, but it's also making it hard with clients because if they need, putting groceries away, and I have to step up on a step ladder, like on a little step, I'm wobbly, so I'm afraid to step on that. I've actually dragged my husband with me a couple of times, and I have him climbing the things, or if I'm running up and down stairs doing things, I'm clutching the wall and clutching things. So it's really made it awkward, trying to do what I do. So I've been trying to focus a bit, trying to find some ideas that are more online, or where I can work from home, where I don't have to worry about driving my car or climbing on ladders or doing stuff like that. So I've done a bit of direct selling because I actually enjoy sales. I might be one of the weirdest people you'll probably talk to, but it's actually fun. So I'm looking at maybe doing something like that. And I know we did some brainstorming yesterday, so I'm really starting to think about where I want to be next year and figure out how I'm going to get there.
So you got the right person with Kayla, because you're totally online, aren't you? You do all
Completely, to the point where the majority of my clients are American, and I'll probably never meet them in person.
So you girls should get together and you can offer Carol some tips, because the first step, Carol, is discovering, as we discussed yesterday, what you want to do in the future. We know you want to do online, but then you have to, brainstorm again and decide what you want to do. And then I'm online sometimes, but not all the time. So I think somebody like Kayla, you know each other, which is great. What's your biggest challenges with online, Kayla? I know at the moment it's a bit difficult with America because of various reasons, but are there many challenges associated with online, do you think, in your case?
It's always challenging finding new leads and new clients and nurturing business that way when you're not meeting people in person. And yes, with the uncertainty in the world right now, I'm always worried that things are going to collapse. But I think a little bit of that is imposter syndrome. And not nearly on the same level as Carol, but I've been having some health problems of my own, partly due to the amount of time I spend sitting and on the computer. And I've been balancing that as well, which has been a challenge.
I think we're all guilty of that, aren't we? I know I shouldn't sit down as much as I do. I used to be out and about more when I travel more. And when I get up, everything's like stiff and achy and I have to do some exercises. And I'm always telling Dave, the producer of this show, and as you know, my husband, I'm always telling him, don't sit in your office chair all the time, and then I go and do it. So Carol, if you haven't got any ideas at all about the future, obviously you can talk to me and Kayla, but you have been doing some research, haven't you? So I guess it's going to be keeping an eye on your health, making sure your family are okay, and lots of research for the new business.
Yeah, it's a lot of research. And as I mentioned, my mom is having some health issues right now, and I am the oldest. So it falls to me to help, look after the extra things. So between that and the health issues, I'm trying to get over them. I'm hoping that one of these days, as quickly as it went away, I'm going to wake up and it's going to be back. But yeah, I've already started looking into, there's things I've heard about called e-farming, and there's direct selling. But I mean, I'd like to be able to help other people who work like me. I mean, it's a small business. I'm a solopreneur. What happens when you get to the point where you can't do what you want to do anymore and you need to change? So I'd like to be able to work my way through and then be able to help other people, or be a role model for other people to do the same thing.
Absolutely. Or, you might even reach the point where you want to teach other people how to be a concierge or something like that rather than being on the front lines yourself.
Yeah, I really love my clients. I miss being out there with everybody. I think that's the hardest part of suddenly being on the computer. At least I'm not sitting all day. My husband actually built me a little box that I put on my desk, and my computer sits up higher. So it's a standing desk as well as a sitting desk. And I have a trampoline. Sometimes I jump on my trampoline while I'm watching videos or doing different things like that. So
Kayla, I don't think you've known Carol as long as me. I could be wrong, but over the years,
I don't think so.
no. So over the years, you've pivoted. You're an entrepreneur in the sense that you build a successful business, then you may pass it on to somebody else, then you start a new business. So I know you'll get through this recent challenge, and I know that you've inspired me and you've inspired Kayla with your story. And this is what we want other people to know. It's never the end. If you can't carry on doing the business you love, you'll find another passion. So, we do wish you all the luck in the world. And the main thing is, though, isn't it, the self-care, looking after yourself and making sure that you are healthy before you do too much research and too much new work, because we want to make sure you stay healthy. And I'm hoping your ear problem does go away eventually and you can hear properly, because yesterday we were sitting close to each other. I said, which is your good ear? I don't ask many people that.
I know, and a lot of leaning every so often. It's like, what was that? I know it's been interesting. I'm learning how to adapt, so I'm looking forward. But I appreciate you a lot for being there.
If people do want to contact you to give you some tips, if they've been through the same experience, how could they contact you, Carol?
They can email me at SchofieldConcierge at gmail.com. It's still working properly. Or they can call me on my cell phone, 519-841-4871. I put my number's out there for everybody. It's everywhere. So they can call anytime. I may or may not answer the phone if it's the middle of the night, but, within reason.
Are there any other words of wisdom or inspiration that you'd like to share with our listeners?
One thing I think is important: have a mentor, have people you can talk, and have a people you can talk to. It's at first I didn't want to talk to anybody. Even I kind of shut off, didn't talk to anybody, and it didn't do me any good at all. So talk to people that you know, like, and trust. Just like in business, talk to friends, talk to people who are going to understand. I think that's one of the most important things I could say to anybody.
That's lovely. So, Carol, I'm going to say goodbye from me, and thank you for taking the time to come on the show.
Oh, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. And it's great seeing both of you.
Absolutely.
Thanks for listening. Check us out at www.nextgenbusinesspodcast.com.